Hello, welcome to the presentation of remote broadcasting that's used by radio and television. Your host today will be Eugene Blanchard. So let's get into it. So, remote broadcast, usually just called remote or live remote, or in news parlance, a live shot. It's broadcasting that's done from a location away from the radio or television studio. It's called EFP for electronic field production or ENG for electronic news gathering. So we have a remote pickup unit, RPU, is used to transmit the audio or video back to the station where it joins the normal air chain. Other methods include satellite trucks, production trucks, and even regular telephone lines if necessary. So here's some news gathering, electronic news gathering. Typically, the reporters will go out there, they'll have their own cameras, and they will set up on tripods or shoulder mount cameras like these. Another option is a satellite truck. The dish on top, what you can do is you can raise or lower it. It can point to the satellite, or sometimes we'll have a microwave connection back to this station. This one's pointing upwards, so it's a satellite truck, and then you'll have all your facility in it. Groundhog Day, that movie had basically a remote truck like this. Or you can have a television truck like this, a television mobile. We had a tour of television mobile a couple weeks back. Bell Media was kind enough to give us a tour of their truck. Radio remotes only deal with audio, and the audio can be mono or stereo. And they're used for special events like concerts, sporting events, or local radio advertisements. You can set it up like this, and pretty much you have a microphone, a mixer of some type, and then a device to send it back to the station. You can get a more formal one where they converted an RV like this one into it. And over here, you would have a tower, and on the top of it would be a little dish. It would be a microwave dish that would go back to the station. So you'd lift up the tower, then you'd aim the dish back at the station. Sometimes you could bounce the signal off of buildings and that to get there. In the old days, we used to use an audio link called a tie line, right? So that's a term we have to know is a tie line. It's typically the plain old telephone set. That's what POTS stands for. And it's a special analog telephone line that has a better than normal frequency response. And it was considered a direct line back to the station with guaranteed quality of service. A legacy means it's old. You have to rent the line ahead of time, have to have a codec that can interface the audio equipment both at the remote and the local station. And considered more of a permanent installation, it can take up to a week to have the telco set it up. More modern equipment uses ISDN basic rate interface. That's a little bit more modern, still kind of legacy, older technology. It can provide up to 128 kbits per second with quality of service. 128K will get you actually pretty decent audio, stereo audio. And it's actually a telco digital audio line. So this is what the box looks like. This one seems to allow that you have about 3 inputs into it, so there can be mics, etc. And you actually dial the number up using here. So it's like a type of telephone line, and you dial the number you want to connect to. A remote audio link multi-protocol. So now we end up with things like a Merlin, and it supports legacy tie lines, ISDN basic rate. It can connect over an Ethernet LAN. It can do USB modems, built-in Wi-Fi, or stream using a cell phone Wi-Fi hotspot. So what you'd have is a VIA is the end device that would be connected to it. And you have multiple methods of getting back to the studio using the Merlin. And Merlin's pretty well an industry standard for radio. It also can go through cellular network. Here I got too many L's in cellular. We'll fix that. That's pretty quick. And so you have the option of going through cell networks also, right? Merlin codecs, it shows that you can go through IP, and now what they have is you can go through and use your actually cell phone as the microphone and the set here, so you really don't even need to bring a box to it, right? You just use your cell phone, and surprisingly, the microphone on a cell phone is quite high quality. And that the Merlin Plus allows you to have 6 inputs into it. So besides sending audio back to the station, it's bidirectional, or duplex is the term they use, is that you can also have queuing, so you can have the station talking back to the remote location also. And again, the Merlin allows you to run all sorts of methods of connection: Wi-Fi, cell phone, LAN, ISDN, and tie lines if needed. On video cell phone remotes, this is interesting as we actually start using video over cell phones, and it's remote to the station link through the cell network. And you can blend 3G, 4G, and LTE cell connections from multiple carriers, additional transmission paths such as satellite, other wireless networks to create a virtual network. It allows following an event through the city, such as the Olympic torch run. So here's the Olympic torch run. They have a video camera sitting on the back of a truck following the runner holding the torch. And as the truck and the torch runs through different cell sites, what happens is it automatically switches over. You can increase bandwidth by having more cell phones. Degero is the industry standard for that. It does automatic trackage through cell sites. So basically what you have is you have your vehicle with the video camera on it, and it transmits to different cell towers. As it passes through each of these cell sites, it reports back to Degero. Degero server basically keeps track of it, and then it goes back to your server. And then from your server, you can take it down to your station. So Degero is an industry standard on it. So that's the end of talking about remote broadcasting methods and technologies. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe to this channel and you hit the like button. If you have any comments, you're welcome to put them down below. Thank you very much.